Houston Rockets take on the Atlanta Hawks in, I don't think, the rarest of beefs. Right? So James Harden and Dwight Howard played together for some time in Houston. And Dwight Howard left Houston for similar reasons that he left L.A., for similar reasons that he left Orlando. And, you know, everyone goes back and forth on Dwight Howard with, you know, what does this man want? How can we make this guy happy? And it just seems like it's tough for him to find happiness anywhere he goes. However, unlike the Lakers, where it just seemed like he really had a problem with everybody around him and everybody around him had a problem with Dwight Howard, the Rockets, it didn't necessarily hit like a boiling point, right? There was no moment you can point to where go, wow, James Harden and Dwight Howard hate each other.
The beef never was cooked.
Was it? Oh, so it was just raw?
No, it just wasn't a cooked up beef. There was no beef.
Well, if it wasn't cooked, then it must have been raw.
Well, there's always beef.
Just always beef.
Yeah, there's always just beef there. It just depends how much that beef is allowed to cook.
And so what would you? So it wasn't overcooked?
No.
And it wasn't. It was just undercooked.
It wasn't even cooked.
It wasn't cooked. Having a lot of trouble with your analogies today. Regardless, the Rockets are 3-2, and the Atlanta Hawks off to also a very good start in the season, 3-1. So it should be an interesting matchup. And one of the things that I think we're going to be looking forward to is, are James Harden and Dwight Howard going to dab each other up, or is James Harden going to wear a photographer's bib to Dwight Howard's? It's a joke. No, I think to get back at Dwight Howard, or if Dwight Howard want to get back at James Harden, Dwight can grow like a beard, right? Yeah. Maybe put on this boat like a detachable beard. Or cool. James Harden could just kind of walk in with like a walker with the hand on the lower back.
An ice pack, an icy hot. Or as soon as Dwight Howard puts his first bucket in, he can really hit him where it hurts and just be like,
oh, just stir it up?
Just stir it up. And just be like, hey, how's that feel, Dwight Howard?
Stir it up.
I'm the man that's turning up.
Can we respectfully all agree in the internet, in the world of the internet, that James Harden is a phenomenal passer?
Yeah.
That like when it's not that the point guard transition I think caused that. He was always a good passer, but now that he's being called upon to facilitate more than he did last season and his seasons past, like he was dropping dimes. Beautiful pass against the Lakers earlier in the season. Like we're talking LeBron James-esque quarterback throws. Ooh. I think James Harden should quarterback the New York Jets.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, Dan? Would you like James Harden as your quarterback? No. Not over Gino?
Oh, over Gino. Anybody over Gino.
Anybody over Gino.
But yeah, I think that it's what we imagine with James Harden coming into this season. A little bit more flexibility, the confidence of his owner, saying he's going to be the best player in the NBA this season. And he will and truly could be. And he's allowed more freedom now. He gets the rock in his hands early, doesn't have to work for it as much, even though he still did get it pretty early in comparison. But he just now has the complete control to dictate the floor. But as to go back to the other point, as will we expect anything to happen? No way, no how, no way, no how. There is no beef there. It's not like both of these players came in and just were butting heads, and it was their reasoning of not getting on that caused the Rockets to not do as well. There was no beef there. They just didn't. The team didn't mesh well altogether. It wasn't just their two sole star players that didn't get on. Like, it's not like the Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant beef has some meaning to it, because both of them combined took a team to the NBA championships, took a team so close to that level of success. So when you leave, yeah, it's a little bit harder. This is not like a relationship. This relationship was never formed. It's like maybe they might have made out a couple of times, if you're talking about it as a relationship. Right. They weren't married like Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. They had 3 kids. They had a mortgage. They had everything there, and he left.
I was gonna say, it's like you can't be. It's the, what was I saying earlier to you today? It's when you have that relationship and you go, oh, we're gonna be friends afterwards. No, you're not. Sorry to do this to you, Francis. So there's an interesting article I was just trying to pull up before from the Houston Chronicle. For James Harden and Dwight Howard, it's a breakup for the best, because it does seem like separate from each other, both teams benefited. Yeah. Right, which is good. That's kind of how like deals are supposed to work. No team ever wants to pick up a player and think it's worse for them, or let go of a player and think it's better for them. He said things likely will be peaceful. Superstars James Harden and Howard likely will shake hands and smile at each other. The lawsuit will play really well, as neither wants to take the loss at the hands of the other. The two had an interesting relationship. It was dramatic in times, but usually on the court. They kept it very friendly in the locker room, on social media, and in interviews until the very end. And that's all you need to know. On the court, players are always going to get frustrated with each other. It's natural. You're going to yell at each other. At some point this season, LeBron is going to rip J.R. Smith or Tristan Thompson or Kevin Love a new one. At some point, on the court. But off the court, they won't. And that's the thing. So I think this is really, it's worked out very well for the Rockets. Their high-paced offense is actually less frustrating than it's ever been in the past watching James Harden. And for Dwight Howard's case in Atlanta, still a lot to go there. I don't know. It looks like they benefited from letting go of Jeff Teague. Dennis Schroeder on the Hawks. I thought all last season and the season before that Schroeder and Teague were interchangeable because of the sort of the system, but the numbers they put up weren't that different. Their per 36-minute numbers were very similar. So the fact that Schroeder is just kind of the go-to guy now, I like that about the Atlanta Hawks because Teague's on the Pacers and has also been off to a very slow start. But I think that will change too for the Pacers. Yeah,
if you're tuning into this with the popcorn expecting some fireworks, it's not 4th of July yet.
I guess it's the cook up your pops.
Yeah, there's nothing to cook up.
Take us home, Francis. Take us home.
Eat a cold salad. But yeah, I'm excited to see the game regardless. I'm excited. I have been watching the Rockets a fair amount already this season. We're very early in, but I already have my favourites that I like to watch. I like to watch teams that are either fundamentally sound, like the Spurs, who I enjoy, or teams that are exciting, fast-flowing, regardless sometimes of their lapses in concentration defensively, which is the Portland Trailblazers, who I really enjoy watching here, because we are in the West Coast. So sometimes it's a little easier to watch the West Coast teams. But I'm excited to watch this game. I still fancy the Rockets to take it. Just my prediction.
Yeah, like 115 to 102.
What a prediction. Write it down.
Sure.
You've got it here. Hit us in the comments. Let us know. Francis_Max.
Well
on Twitter, and Jason Rubin 91. And Jason Rubin 91 on Instagram, and Francis Maxwell Host on Instagram. And we'll see you guys soon.